Live from Shorter University, it's Touch 'em All Sports Radio. Happy Valentine's Day. It is February 14th, 2018, Ethan. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day to you. Do you have any special plans tonight? Or are you going to just sit around a tub of ice cream watching Netflix?
I don't have any plans as of right now.
You're working on some plans.
No, I'm not. I'm really just not. I don't really care. A thing in the world. Kind of over all this Valentine's Day hype. I've been single for around 2+ years, so that doesn't really matter. Valentine's is just another day of the week for me. I did get you something though. I don't have it with me, but I got you something.
What'd you get me?
I got you some candy. But don't worry about it.
Is it from the giant bag of candy that you always have?
No. It's actually it's some stuff I bought the other day. But
nice.
Do you have any plans tonight, Ethan?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take my girlfriend out to eat. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it turns out good.
All right.
Nice
So what are your thoughts on Valentine's Day? Because I know girls and guys' thoughts are different on Valentine's Day when it comes to.
It's usually pretty expensive.
Yeah, I would assume so.
So there's that.
So you said you're going out to eat tonight?
Yeah.
Nice. Anything else special? Well, I know we have health and safety inspections tonight.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that one either.
No. Okay, so let's talk about things that people actually care about. Let's go ahead and get right into it. The Olympic gold medal count. Ethan, would you like to guess who is in the league? In the lead?
USA.
No.
Oh.
It's Germany. Germany has 12 total medals, 7 gold, and 2 silver and 3 bronze. Would you like to guess who's in second place?
USA.
It's a tie between the Netherlands and the Norway. The one Norway. It's a tie between the Netherlands and Norway.
I guess who's in fourth or technically third?
Yes.
USA.
No. Canada has 10.
All right, USA.
Yes, USA.
Oh, yes. I knew it.
USA is fifth if you want to go about it. Shaun White won his third Olympic gold medal.
Took the throne back over.
Yeah, Shaun White is back. Shaun White's back. Had a little bit of struggles, but he's back. He's won his third.
I mean, I guess if you can consider first place gold, fourth place, and then another fourth place or first place gold.
Yeah.
He's struggling. He's still an Olympic athlete.
And he's won 15 X Game gold medals, I believe. That's nothing to sneeze at. But yeah,
he's just a freak of nature.
Yeah, Shaun White's
back.
back.
When it comes to snowboarding, he's the guy to look for.
Yeah, he's your guy. Talking more about the Olympics, we tweeted out the other day, if you were an Olympic athlete, what sport would you want to participate in? We tweeted this out, and we got 2 responses. We got one from @CoachBurnD. It's Drew Burnham, he's a new football coach here, director of football operations, great guy. His response was skeleton for sure. Do you know what the skeleton is?
I haven't a clue.
Skeleton racing involves plummeting headfirst down a steep and treacherous ice track on a tiny sled. It is considered the world's first sliding sport.
That sounds deadly.
Yeah, and not as deadly as our next response, which was from @TateTipton. He said, "I'd do the luge."
Tate seems like that kind of guy.
Do you know what a luge? You know what a luge rider is?
It sounds like something Tate would do.
Luge riders hurtle down a slippery ice track at a great speed, relying on their reflexes for steering. Unlike bobsleigh, however, they have no protection should they make an error. So if you mess up in luge,
you're gonna get hurt.
You're gonna get hurt.
I think you might in the skeleton. A mess up might cost you a little bit more in terms of broken bones and stuff like that.
Maybe, I guess. But
you read off the word treacherous. And
treacherous, yeah. But still, they're similar sports. I feel like the luge and the skeleton. But nonetheless, thanks for tweeting in, guys. I told you if you tweet at us, we're gonna read it on air.
Wasn't there another tweet tweeted us from another tweet that you tweeted?
Yeah, we'll get to that later. Let's talk about baseball for a minute, Ethan. Pitchers and catchers reported yesterday.
Getting ready for spring training.
Baseball's back. Baseball fans. Ethan, you're a pitcher. How important is it to report early and to get your mind and your body back into the routine of everyday
Well,
baseball.
Pitchers and catchers throw more balls a game than anybody else.
That's statistically proven.
Yeah. So I mean, they have to throw it as hard as they can, or the pitcher has to throw it more or less as hard as he can every time. The catcher just has to throw it back, throw down a couple times. But both those guys need their arms to be in top shape. So I think they're reporting early to get their bodies in shape, get their arms back in shape, and get back in the groove of things after taking a couple months off.
So needless to say, it's very important to.
Oh, absolutely.
And these guys are professional athletes, and their money, their source of income comes from a game. So and to play that game, you have to be in your top shape. So I feel like they don't even really take a whole lot of time off. Like if they come to spring training, they're just doing the same stuff they've been doing.
Yeah,
I feel like,
I think
but just not as much.
At that point, baseball's probably a lifestyle.
Yeah,
that's what you're doing every day, every waking second. You're go work out, go hit the cages, go take some ground balls, eat somewhere in that time, and then go back to your family.
Yeah,
then wake up, repeat the process.
And I think the only thing different now is that they're in
Florida.
They're in
Arizona.
Florida or Arizona. You're either at Disney World or you're in Cactus Land of Arizona. Baseball is both of our favorite sports. So how excited are you that baseball is back in a sense?
Oh, it's awesome. I'm excited to see how the young guys do this year for teams that were drafted in the new trades. People see how they do.
So a lot of moves happened in the offseason.
I'm really excited to see the farm system of the Braves.
Yeah.
See how many of them get their call up and see how they do.
Yeah. Baseball. This season of baseball is going to be even more special than last year. I feel like as I say that as an Atlanta Braves fan, even because they're getting adjusted. These are the Atlanta Braves. They got young guys, and now that they're coming in and they've got a year or two under their belt, and then they've got some clubhouse leaders like Freddie Freeman that have been there for a while, and now that they've got a year or two under their belt, excuse me, they know that, like you said, baseball's a lifestyle, and you got to make it habitual, and I think these guys are learning, and then they're going to develop well. So I'm excited to watch the Braves, and I'm also just excited to watch MLB in general. A lot of things happened over the offseason, a lot of different moves. Baseball, when it comes to offseason moves, it's like chess, kind of. Would you agree?
Yeah, what moves you make in the offseason, what decides whether or not you're in the postseason.
Yeah, and when you make one move, you've got to think 4 or 5 moves ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Like, trade this guy, get this pick because there's this guy in that draft we want him in.
Exactly. You got to think ahead. Any bold predictions that you have for baseball?
Not really. I mean, I've made a couple of my previous hot takes.
Mm-hmm.
Assorted statements. Some sound terrible. Some I can back them up in decent ways.
Okay.
We'll see how any of them turn out.
Yeah. Let's talk about something that happened the other night. Steve Kerr, head coach of the Golden State Warriors, turned over. He quit coaching. Quit coaching during the game and let the players coach. What? Did you see that? They ended up beating the Suns.
Yeah,
they beat the Suns by 46 points. It was a total player-ran thing. Steph Curry did the whiteboard stuff before the game. Andre Iguodala ran the shoot-around. And I think that's good. I feel like
when you have 4 players in your team who are, you typically all-stars, who would be in a running for all kinds of awards if they were playing separate. When you have them all together, why do they need a coach?
Yeah, well, and a thing is,
don't get me wrong, Steve Kerr's a great coach. He's done some great things there, but is he really entirely necessary at this point?
Yeah, well, yes, obviously, but the Warriors, they're kind of down. They're in a slump. Yeah, they win games all the time, but to an extent, I feel like I'm saying a lot, but I feel like the Golden State Warriors, they're bored in a routine.
Well, when all you do is win all the time,
you gotta shake it up.
The regular season for them is nothing.
Yeah,
they could go out and lose 10 games in a row right now.
Yeah, that's
they're still gonna make the playoffs.
And that's off the heels of what Dr. Hooper said. Remember, talking about NBA teams just play for the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't even care about their seeds anymore at this point.
Yeah, they just want to get in the playoffs. Because they turn it on once they get there, which is huge. But a comment was made by a Suns player, I don't know who it was, but after the game, once they saw that the players were coaching it was a comment directed towards Steve Kerr, and it said just goes to show that anyone can coach that team. Like a shot at Steve Kerr. That's ridiculous.
I mean, is that statement entirely wrong, though?
Well, yeah, to an extent, I believe, because I mean, like we said earlier, they're grown men with they're professional athletes and they know the game, but you still need a little bit of guidance. You know,
for on the court issues or off the court issues.
Both, I feel like.
Maybe off the court, but on the court, I believe they are in a position where they don't need much of anything. Maybe a couple plays, but at this point in their career, don't you think they know a couple plays? They could pick what plays they would want to run and choose them themselves.
Well, yeah, but there's a reason. I mean, Steve Kerr was Coach of the Year a couple of years ago, and I think there's a reason he's where he's at, and he deserves that respect. Because a coach is the glue of a team. If you don't have a coach, not a whole lot's going to get done. Because
43 extra points got done over the Suns.
Well, here's the thing. Teammates don't necessarily respect each other. You get what I'm saying?
Well, I feel like on this team, I feel like there's some very, very good chemistry with this.
Right, but that can't be said for every team.
No, I'm not saying not. I don't think there's probably another team out there that can't have a coach. Other maybe the Cavs because their coach is their player, and I feel like they probably could be fine without a coach. If they didn't have a coach throughout the whole regular season, would they miss the playoffs?
The Warriors?
Yes.
Maybe
they could probably play just some backyard basketball, just run pick and rolls the whole game, and still most likely win every game they play.
Well, I think if you put up a good coach against them that knows what he's doing, kind of game plans a little bit, anyone can stop him. It's just that Steve Kerr is such a basketball-minded guy, and I think that he's done a good job of disguising it, making it look like talent. But I think you take away Steve Kerr, and
you beat a team by 43 points.
But still, you don't think they did it just on their own. It's stuff that Steve Kerr's taught them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they were just pretty much the players that were being coaches were just reiterating stuff that they had already heard from Steve Kerr.
Which is what I'm getting at, saying is he necessary anymore? Now they know what they've taught him.
Well, he's coming up with new stuff every day. He's adapting to the style of play in the NBA. His job is to watch the game and to. And
he did a good job of watching it.
Analyze.
Against the Suns.
No, oh my gosh. I think it's ridiculous if you think that an NBA team doesn't need a coach.
They didn't. If you can beat a team by 46, was it 46 points without a coach?
Okay, it's the Suns though.
It's 46 points.
It's the Suns.
Most teams don't score. Okay, what's an average score of NBA? They score under around 100, correct?
98 or 95.
They beat a team by half of an average score.
Yeah, okay, but you also got to think that it's the Suns though.
It's the
Suns and the Warriors. But I think it's nonsense to think that a team can function without a coach. That's just me though.
We'll see if they try it again, see how that game goes. Because we're off a small number of games played without coaches is one, but it was a blowout without a coach. So we'll see how this turns in the future. See if Steve Kerr gets bored again, finds him a good book instead of going to the game.
I'd think that's a little bit ridiculous. Do you have anything else to say besides that you think an NBA team doesn't need a coach?
I think all NBA teams need a coach other than the Warriors, who beat a team by 46 without a coach.
Oh my gosh. Okay, moving on. Let's go ahead and move on to our hot takes. We've got a lot to talk about today. On our last episode, I went on a rant, and I got a lot of negative feedback, all the way from making your pet an Instagram account, all the way to I don't think the new Snapchat update is that bad. And I also said that I don't think ranch belongs on pizza. And we tweeted that out. The show tweeted that out. Do you think ranch belongs on pizza? Blah, blah, blah. 19 total votes came in. 79% said yes, ranch on pizza. And 21% said no, ranch is for salads. Did you vote in the poll?
Yeah, and I did not vote for ranch, I'll tell you that.
I didn't vote for. I went on a personal Twitter and voted. No, ranch is for salads. Ranch is for salads.
Ranch is even for salads. Ranch is not a quality topic.
No.
A quality topping, in my opinion.
No, it's not a good.
I'd rather put whipped cream on pizza than ranch.
At God's Youth Guy, Brent Baskin, Dr. Baskin, employee here at Shorter, tweeted at me and said, "Come on, Justin, ranch goes with everything." And I just can't get behind that. Ranch does not go with everything. No. Absolutely not. Are you telling me that you like who in a sound mind and body puts ranch on macaroni? What? You're looking at me like you've tried that before.
I've not tried. Have not tried ranch in my life.
That's just
because
ridiculous.
it smells disgusting.
Yeah, well, I got a lot. Needless to say, I got a lot of backlash from my
Hey,
unpopular opinions.
I would rather take the heat and still have responses.
Yeah,
We're
absolutely.
getting responses from you guys, and it feels nice. We
Yeah.
have a lot to talk about now because of this.
But
It's really helping us out.
family looks at me differently because I won't support their dog
dog
Instagram. Moving on.
Weren't you threatened with a never come in my house again?
Yeah, I was. It was bad. I won't get into it. But let's move on to my hot takes for today. They're actual hot takes. Dealing with sports, things that people care about. I think that the Falcons are going to give Matt Ryan an extension, and they don't draft a quarterback, which is a mistake. They don't need. Okay, give Matt Ryan an extension, but not a whole lot. He's reaching the end of his rope. And draft a quarterback. Ideally, I know he's not going to, but I'd like to see Baker Mayfield slip and the Falcons pick him up and let him train under Matt Ryan for a little bit, and let him develop. And Baker Mayfield's got the talent. He's there. Just let him see how an NFL team works. Johnny Manziel the other day was on an interview, and he said that if I had not been a starting quarterback my first year, if I had went to an organization where they already had a starting quarterback and I had time to develop under that quarterback, I think I would have stayed. I would have stayed in the NFL because he was talking about how it's, like you said, it's a lifestyle and it's a routine that you have to get into. And I think that's what needs to happen for Baker Mayfield. And just let him develop under somebody.
Yeah, I feel like the Falcons are definitely going to do something that most people will not agree with, because what is it without Georgia sports without someone doing something that everyone perceives as wrong? A quarterback is definitely needed. If not this year, then at least by next year, they need to draft a quarterback. They need to have a good backup. Yeah, Matt Schaub's a good backup, but is he is he the quarterback of the future?
No.
You got to.
Neither's Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan's a quarterback of the foreseeable future.
He's the
But
quarterback
after that,
of right now.
yeah.
They need to look at other options. And I said that on our first show.
If he gets injured, then
Yeah.
Matt Schaub going to lead them to the playoffs?
No.
Is Matt Schaub a Nick Foles? Absolutely not.
No, he's not. They need to start looking at other options. That's no doubt. And I think they need to look at a quarterback here within the next couple of drafts.
Speaking of, while we're talking about this,
Go
speaking
ahead.
of backup quarterbacks, have we talked about Jimmy Garoppolo's contract on here yet?
Oh, no, I don't think so, but it's huge. He's the highest paid player in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
Correct.
Wow, Jimmy Garoppolo.
And he has how many career starts under his belt?
7. He's 7-0 though, but he's the highest paid player in the NFL. Given, look what he did though in San Francisco. He came into a San Francisco team that was doing terrible, absolutely terrible, and he gave them 5 or 6 wins.
I believe 4 or 5.
Yeah, under
Because
coach.
he had at least, I think he had 2 or 3 with the Patriots.
Yeah. And he's under Coach Shanahan, former offensive coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons. Now that Shanahan's got his quarterback, he's got a year to draft his style of players. I think the 49ers are going to be a force to be reckoned with in the NFL. But like I said, the Falcons are going to give Matt Ryan an extension, which I'm okay with. But I know they're not going to draft a quarterback, which is a mistake, man. You gotta get a quarterback. Let him develop and stick with him. Okay. Number 2, the new look Cavs won't be as good as people are claiming. I'm just over all this Cavs hype. Cleveland's still a dumpster fire. They just poured some water on it. But LeBron is going to throw grease on it, and it's going to get bigger. I don't really feel like we have anything else to.
We've discussed the Cavs. We've spent at least a third of our airtime discussing the Cavs and Warriors and Patriots.
We've talked about the Cavs so much. It's almost. I don't want to talk about it. It makes me sick to my stomach. Number 3, the Braves will acquire David Price, either in the offseason or at the trade deadline. They were looking at doing it last year, and things just didn't work out.
Yeah,
there was rumors for it. The Braves, like I said, need pitching, need that
Absolutely
the veterans
need pitching.
in the locker room.
They need to get veterans who aren't 40 and 42, whatever it was. They need to get veterans who aren't seniors, well, I guess 40 is not that old.
You talking about
in MLB terms?
Are you referring to Bartolo Colon
I'm
and
referring
R.A.
to
Dickey?
Big Sexy and R.A. Dickey.
R.A. Dickey, yeah.
I don't know why you go and purposely get two 40-year-olds to be in your starting rotation.
Yeah, and I get that you want a good clubhouse guy, and that's why they picked up A.J. Przinsky a while back, and
that
it
was
worked
a
out.
quality pickup. He
It
was a
worked
guy
out.
who could come in and play every now and then.
Yeah, it worked out.
Get some cuts in. Not the guy who you're going to pitch once every 5 games.
Yeah, who you're actually relying on.
Who's going to have an 8-run ERA at one point in the season, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
in Big Sexy.
Mm-hmm. And I think that the last year the Braves were a few key pieces away from being nothing, from actually being something,
Yeah, well, especially when Freddie Freeman was before he got injured, he was on fire.
Yeah, the Braves looked good, and I think that's what they're missing this year. And I hope that it's going to come together this year. And it showed some signs of life there mid-July, late May, or mid-May, late July, and they showed some life, which is good if you're a Braves fan. I think that they'll pick up a big veteran arm, either here real soon or at the trade deadline, and they'll, fingers crossed they don't overpay for him, which the Braves have a history of overpaying for players.
B.J. Upton.
Yes. Melvin Upton Jr. rather.
Yes.
My last hot take. I actually have 4 today, and I can't let this one go unsaid. Skechers are cool. The shoes. Skechers
are absolutely cool.
Skechers are cool. Ethan, you just bought a pair.
I'm currently wearing them. They have memory foam insoles on the bottom. They are extremely comfortable.
This is not an ad. We're just real high on Skechers right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel very happy with this purchase.
I think I've got a pair. I ordered a pair from Macy's. They're in the mail room. I'm gonna go pick them up after the show. But yeah, Skechers are cool. You're not too cool to wear Skechers. Ethan, let's move to your hot takes.
All right. Coming off the Skechers are cool statement, I'm gonna go back to some sports. Go head to the NFL for my first hot take and say.
Right. It's not UCF, is it?
It is not UCF this time. Another team I don't care to speak of anymore. The Cleveland Browns move cities next year.
Bogus. Why?
Why would the city of Cleveland care to watch a Cleveland Browns football game when they can go watch the Cleveland Indians? What did they do last season? They went to the World Series, correct?
No. They got
Sure.
they got eliminated in the American League Championship Series. But the year before,
Dodgers Astros. Yeah, it was the year before.
Yeah.
They were in the World Series.
In the World Series,
Yeah,
it came within an inning
what about the
of winning World
What
Series.
about the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Yeah, I get that.
Why would someone want to watch a Cleveland Brown football game? Why would someone want to play for a team whose logo is their helmet?
I think that's classic. That's classic.
When
Like,
you're playing
looks
a game
good.
against the Browns, and you're playing the Dolphins. They have a dolphin on their helmet. You're playing the Patriots. They have their logo on the helmet. You have Falcons. You have the bird on their helmet. You look at the Browns. It's just an ugly orange helmet.
The helmet is orange. Yeah.
Their helmet is their logo.
Yeah, that's classic. Alabama doesn't have a logo like that.
Because when they sell stickers, it has a number 16 on it.
17.
17. Because of how many national championships they've won.
Do you think that the Browns will put their
I
numbers
think the Browns
on their
have
helmet?
a higher number of starting quarterbacks since the year of 2000 than that.
Oh gosh, I just don't. Where are they gonna go? They're not gonna. Where? Where are they gonna go?
Well, listen, something needs to change. They've won one game in 2 seasons. That is
Okay.
terrible.
They just got a new coach.
They have
Or no, they
their
don't.
coach has
No,
a
they don't.
one-win record.
They didn't get.
He's
They
been the
didn't,
same coach for the past 2 years. And
they
they've
didn't get a
won
new
one
coach.
game under him.
They didn't get a new coach. I was wrong.
He got an extension because he feels like he's on the right path.
Well,
And what they need, obviously,
my question
something
is.
needs to change. No one wants to play for a team who knows the Browns. That needs to change. Get rid of the logo. It's worse. Their logo is their logo and team name is worse than the Braves' new mascot.
Blooper.
Yes.
Our last episode actually got cut off. We didn't even get to talk about the Braves' new mascot, Blooper. We'll save that for our baseball episode. But where are the Browns gonna go? Where?
Anywhere. Why would Cleveland want them anymore?
Cleveland's still a sports city, no matter how bad they are. It's kind of like Atlanta. No matter how bad the teams are, Cleveland
They still
a
don't go 1-31.
People still go to the games though.
Yes.
People are
for a
still going to
joke.
games.
They go to games with paper bags on their heads, with eyes cut out, saying maybe we can win this one. Oh, never mind.
I think it's.
There are many other cities where they can come and rebrand themselves and start over and try again with a new, just change everything up, and they could start over again and have a new pride with themselves.
You know the there's been 2 installments of the Cleveland Browns. Do you know that?
Didn't they come from
the old Cleveland Browns are the current Baltimore Ravens, the good ones. In the 70s, the Browns were good. They were going to win a Super Bowl. Some things happened though, but things just didn't happen, and they moved to Baltimore. And then a couple of years later, Baltimore won the Super Bowl. But now they're doing. I mean, I don't think they're going to take a franchise out of Cleveland anymore. I think if there's a franchise in Cleveland to stay. The Cubs went 108 years and didn't win anything.
They won more than one game every 2 years.
Okay, but it's more, winning is more prominent in baseball. You can win more games in baseball because there's 162 baseball games and there's 16 NFL games.
Let's see.
I don't think it makes.
Was there ever a game they won 10 games? Because 10.125 games is the equivalent of one NFL game in terms of how many you play.
You mean like winning 10 games in a row? Or
No,
what are you saying?
162 games divided by 10 games, because that's the difference, is 10.125. So therefore,
the
equivalent of winning one NFL game is the same as winning 10.1, whatever.
Well, there's 16 NFL games.
60, yeah, I divided by 16. My bad. Did I say 10?
Yeah, you said 10.
I said 10. Yeah, there's 16 NFL games, so 16. Wait, I did that math wrong then.
Math is hard. That's okay.
Sorry, I haven't taken math in a while.
But I just don't.
No, I was right. It's 10.125.
There's no.
So the equivalent of one NFL game is 10.1 MLB games. Has there ever been a year where the Cubs only won 11 MLB games?
I don't have a
don't
stat
believe
book
that
with
has
me.
ever happened.
But it's just.
It doesn't matter. There's no team ever that has had 2 consecutive as bad seasons as the Browns.
I don't know. I don't think it's. They're not going to take a franchise out of Cleveland. What you got next?
You can't call it a franchise.
It's a franchise.
A franchise. That's like saying McDonald's is a 5-star restaurant.
No, it's not. I know everyone in Cleveland knows they're bad, but they love it anyway. It's like people know McDonald's is bad for you, but you're going to eat it anyway. What's your next hot take?
Another superstar Hall of Famer comes from this year's NFL draft.
Baker Mayfield.
I mean,
I'm high. I'm high on Baker Mayfield, like I'm high on Skechers.
I just believe it's going to happen. Someone come out, maybe a late round pick. Someone could develops into a superstar. I just think there's someone from this draft that's going to leave a name in the NFL.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. And I think he's coming from Oklahoma. Ideally, he stays behind Matt Ryan a couple years, learns the ropes, takes over the helm of the Falcons, and leads them to a Super Bowl. What you got next?
My third and final hot take is from a sport that, for a radio show called Touch 'Em All Sports, we have yet to cover.
What's that?
Hockey comes back to Atlanta in the next 10 years.
Okay, yeah. I can get behind that.
They just got a brand new stadium. They just got a brand new soccer team.
They're renovating the Phillips Arena
For
basketball, and I'm sure it can be hockey compatible.
It was before. That's where they played their hockey match when they had the Atlanta Thrashers here. But Atlanta's becoming a true thriving sports city. They have two of the newest stadiums in MLB and NFL. They're becoming a true sports city with all kinds of followings behind it. Why not try to bring back a hockey team? Why, what's there to lose?
Yeah, I say go for it.
They had one before, and it just wasn't doing as well as it could have because this is the South. It's hard to have a hockey team here.
Unless they're good, like the Nashville Predators.
Exactly.
And
Why not try again?
If you bring a NHL team to Atlanta, that's tough. That puts me in a sticky situation because I'm a Preds fan, big Preds fan. I wasn't really around to enjoy the Atlanta Thrashers. I wasn't really around to enjoy them, so. You know what? I can be a fan of both. But I think you're right. I think hockey does come back. I think they get a second shot, or a third shot, fourth shot, how many ever shots they've had. Ethan, you got anything else you want to say before we go off there?
That's all I have for me today.
Happy Valentine's Day. Hopefully you're listening to this, either if you're not listening to it live, you're listening to it on your way to your date tonight at your fancy restaurant, or you're sitting in your room waiting on health and safety inspections, like I would be. But like we always say, follow us on Twitter at TEA Radio SU. Follow us on Instagram. Tweet at us. Tweet at the show. If you got a hot take, we want to hear it. Hashtag hot take, hot tea take. HOTTEATAKE, Hot Tea Take. We want to hear what you got to say. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. I'm Justin Franklin.
Reese Maiden.
See ya.